Did y'all see that? I think this position is unnecessary at this point, but I guess they're gonna try to flip it. Remember Kardinal Offishal?
Yeah. He was the famous Canadian before Drake.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep.
He's been named Global A&R for Def Jam Records, and he is he's excited to be working with new talent and international talent. He's going to be scouting new acts, and I don't know what that looks like in 2023.
He's just going to send Drake over to whatever area, and Drake will come back and
with a new
just
accent.
rap like them.
But Lone, how do you scout? What is the scout process now that everything is?
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
You just go online and look to see who's more popular.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
You go to see who's popping on YouTube, Instagram, not really Twitter, I guess. Anymore.
I'm not mad at Kardinal getting his bag. I'm just saying I don't know how you're going to A&R these kids.
Like, because that's how they decide who's going to get signed. How much momentum do they already have? Like, Q-Tip had told this story on, I guess it was the Math Hoffa's show, how he took Megan Thee Stallion to all his industry connects, and they were like, her socials aren't really there. Like, that was there. Not that she couldn't
not the
rap.
fact that she walked in with Q-Tip.
And
she could rap.
Not that she, that she wasn't talented. Her socials weren't there, and so like that's why all these companies passed on her.
I mean, but here's my question, and Lone, you're big on as a producer. You know how artist development goes and what goes into it. Said A&R position or whatever. What do you tell a kid once you grab them that has 2 million followers? How do you A&R or mold said person when they've already quote unquote done the work necessary with the buzz that they have? Are these kids going to even sit down and listen to an A&R to talk about marketing, promotion, how to conduct interviews, things of that nature? Will the kids in this generation even sit down and listen to that? Is it necessary?
I think so. I think there is a certain. The only thing that I can think that they really can do is bring somebody in, give them certain type of media training, give them some guidance in different types of areas. But realistically, like, I don't know if there's really much.
Just from a necessity standpoint, necessary.
Maybe to get them ready for what's to become, maybe from that aspect. But as far as like actual development,
right? Like
finding somebody who's super talented and then getting them to where they need to be in this aspect, I don't know.
Are those days over?
I think those days have been long over.
Okay.
Unless you're looking in small labels and stuff like that. But I don't know, man.
We've discussed it a few times before.
Yeah, I don't really see it. I don't know what that looks like.
There's
now.
no more going into a coffee shop or an open mic and seeing someone that, wow, I really believe in that guy. Let's go ahead and put some resources behind him.
Yeah, content is super related to the artist's experience now. And so if you don't know how to do content, you don't know how to get people to like you, then they're going to find somebody else that can.
I'm just curious. I just don't know I'm not saying he can't do it. I just don't know what it looks like now. Like international talent is what he mentioned. Maybe it's something that's different overseas. I don't know. The culture might be different.
And also, like, when we talk about like A&Ring for somebody like Def Jam, it's a lot different than A&R for, I don't know, Mellow Music Group or somebody that's smaller. It's so I think the job is probably different. And it's probably finding talent. It's probably finding those talent and then giving them even more of an opportunity, more of a platform.
And could be as simple as that.
And maybe there is a situation where, we're not aware of something just because it's not on our side of the world. Just like there are so many people who were taking, they're like, I want an Afrobeat artist on. Can we get some of that music to run the numbers up over here so we can all keep our jobs? Maybe that's what they're looking for him to do, because I don't even know who works at Def Jam anymore. And maybe they're just,
nor do I.
They just need somebody who actually has some part of their finger on the pulse of what's going on. To let them know where to put resources, because, like, honestly, it's a bunch of nothing against it, but it's a bunch of bean counters at work for record companies. They got to look at views, streams. That's the only thing that means anything to them. Nobody's like, man, we got this kid who can really sing, and we're gonna definitely we're taking this is the next Boys to Men right here. It's like, look, if the next Boys to Men doesn't already have Motown Philly in their town or their region popping, then these record companies are not interested.
Who's gonna spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years developing?
It doesn't happen anymore.
It's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen.
That's why we don't see groups of any kind. We don't see singing groups. Like the Migos was basically the last rap group. When we do get a group, it'll be two solo artists who are already popping, and so they'll get together like when Dolph and 𝐀𝐄𝐃 used to get together
on a fusion project.
Kanye actually put all his sons together and made a group.
Yeah, they can sing too.
Yeah, but once again, it's already somebody who sold all
Run
these
the
records.
Jewels,
Right.
same.
Run the Jewels. Good call, Long. Good call.
Who can say, hey, and people who are interested in Wanye can be like, oh wow, that's crazy. He's got these kids that can sing, and it would be not, like I said, I'd love to see singing groups come back because that's my era, of really enjoying music, but I don't see it. I
think it'll come back. Everything comes around full circle.
I thought after the New Edition movie, like I said, there were going to be some kids who was like, "Oh, I want girls to scream for me too," so, and I'll learn a few dance steps and how to harmonize and maybe throw a rap in there, but it just did not happen.
I thought that for a little bit, but I kind of came back
it still might happen. I mean, when did that movie come out? About 4 years ago?
5 years now.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that for a minute. I said, this is going to inspire somebody. It's going to be a couple groups that's going to pop up. I thought it for a little bit, but then I was like, nah.
I mean, they might be out there, but, record companies aren't looking for them.
Be out there.
Well, I mean, if they're going to be modeled after that, it'll be too much integrity.
Think about it. You had to get them outfits. You got to get a choreography.
All you got to do is buy some Sheen.
Buy some what?
Some Sheen.
That's what the Hot Boys were. The Hot Boys were essentially a boy band.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, don't fake Rolexes. Got to fake it till you make it.
I mean, that was Manny. I mean, Manny Fresh even said he was talking about the Hot Boys. That was his approach, was to approach the Hot Boys in that type of
What's the name?
manner.
Turk said he was jealous of another bad creation.
What?
Yeah.
At the time?
Well, coming up. I mean, he was
I was about to say, yeah.
He said he used to be jealous of another bad creation before they got on because they was getting all the girls. And he wanted to get all the girls too.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like, oh yeah, that's how a lot of singing groups got started. I'd be like, wait a minute, we can't have these dudes come in from out of town. We, hey, you can sing bass or something. Come over here, we can and harmonize or something.
We trying to get these girls at this sock hop.
Exactly, and that's how a lot of
that's how a lot
of people got signed, and they got the girls, and they forgot to look at their paperwork.
Yep.
It's just it's so changed. There's no real discovery anymore. Because that part has been kind of like we talk about like AI is going to take people's jobs and stuff. Essentially, the internet and social media has taken the A&R's job because now the A&R is literally the artist. It's like, do you know how to create a following? Do you know how to make music? Cool. Eventually, if you do it at a high enough level, the A&Rs are going to be like, oh, well, I have to choose between this person with 1 million hits or this person with 1 million hits or this person with 1 million hits.
Or this dude that went viral last week with this song.
Yeah,
offer him some.
It's just different.
Just sitting around waiting for somebody to essentially do your job for you.
I think the game's just changed.
Yeah.
And like I said, it could like Trap Queen by what's his name?
His name's Fentanyl.
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap.
Hey,
like that
Fetty
song
Wap.
was like 2 years old when it got out. You know,
Yeah.
and
I mean, essentially, so was Day and Night
Cuddy?
by 𝐀𝐄𝐃.
𝐀𝐄𝐃, yeah.
Oh,
That song was about 2 or 3 years old before it actually started doing something.
Yeah.
Now, shoot, that record, if it's like you said, if it get 1.5 million, out of there.
Maybe.
No, maybe. Well, you have a better shot. I'll say that.
I feel like if you have 1 million followers, yeah, but just getting like 1 million on one thing, nah, I don't think so.
Because this is the thing.
1 million view. I mean, 1 million followers.
I don't even think 1 million views.
A million views doesn't even amount.
It
to
don't
anything.
mean what I think it
Not-
A
means.
million
Not
views
what
on
it used to
YouTube?
be.
Oh, no, that's
okay.
nothing.
Okay.
Not what it
So I'm
used
out
to
the
be.
loop. So 1 million views does not mean what I thought.
A
What I
million views
thought
would
it
be
meant.
something to us, but if you
Yeah.
got a song and it's supposed to be a hit, 1 million views isn't.
So what's the number to make somebody in y'all opinion? What's the number to make somebody come knocking? Like, what's the
Consistency
And
base.
What if
you
you-
better
what
be
if you
about
doing-
4 or 5 million.
Yeah,
views.
if people
you're
don't
doing
know who
1 million
you are, and then all of a sudden you got 1 million hits on your song, that's going to raise some eyebrows. That's going to give you some attention. It
Could've
may
been
not
bought.
give you
Def
the
Jam.
deal immediately. They may wait and see what your next song
Yeah, you
does
got another one.
and what kind of momentum you're building off of that, and then they'll step in like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I like what
here's
Lone
a chain.
said.
Sign on our label.
I like what Lone said.
You like
too.
shoes?
We can do
Yeah.
so much for you.
Right.
I like what Lone said about consistency because a million might not mean nothing, but if you consistently popping off 1 million on your views every time you post a record, or
That's something different.
yeah, that's a little bit different.
We've got clips that have got 750,000 and 400,000 and
Yeah.
100,000 and stuff like that, but it's not every clip.
right.
You know?
Right.
So
Good close to have 7.
yeah, well, that's the algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. But it's the same thing. I feel like
Not 700,000. 7.
seven. Yeah. But I think it's just
It's a
consistent.
lucky number.
It's like consistency.
Lucky number
These
7.
companies aren't dumb. They know, like you
Yeah.
know, they know what a fake view is because they buy them, and so they
That's
know.
tough. That was a bar right there.
So they know if they look at somebody and they can see the engagement, they can look in the comment section, they can see the likes, they can see
The dislikes. They can see the
They can see-
engagement.
and how it translates to multiple platforms. Is it just one platform? Is it multiple? Like how is this person? That's probably more so like what Kardinal is probably a part of, is like analyzing that type of data,
From a research standpoint,
researching it, and just being like, hey, this person's doing all these numbers. This is what we found. Do you think that they would be a good fit for what we're doing moving forward, for what Def Jam is? That's, he's probably like just like a lead consultant in that aspect,
different look, completely
liaison.
different look. Yeah.
Liaison, yeah.